Everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Ngāti Hanunu First Nations people and welcome to you, your guides, my guides and the universal energies. Okie dokie, I'm going to have an attempt of this morning's videos again. It did go up. The audio was all over the place. So I've just deleted them completely and we'll have another go reading on the same topics. Now, whether that was my guides, the universal energy saying, zipping the lip on that, which we'll soon find out, or whether it was just the sun was on my computer there and it perhaps overheated. So, okay, is it a technical or is it a spiritual? So, yeah, let's have another go. If this one's garbled because I am actually completely in the shade now, it's lovely and cool out here with the breeze, that will tell me that I'm not supposed to share this information. So, what do I want to have a look at? I got the one about the GOP out and working in regards to the GOP basically tearing itself apart from the inside. I had said, and as I split the deck, I've got the downfall card and then the new start. Same as many, many, many readers, we have seen and spoken about for years about the GOP tearing itself apart and splitting. And I have been saying since the election that there is nothing, or even possibly before, I cannot remember what I read on, that for the MAGAs to wake themselves up, it has to come from within. So what I want to have a look at in this particular reading, I'm going to have a look, tearing themselves apart from within. Yep, absolutely. It's the infighting. And then the next card, the infighting that is going to bring the downfall of the GOP. So, what I want to have a look at is this card that was on the bottom. Those two were on the top. This card on the bottom is my reflection card that I had in this morning's reading about will Congress actually be seated? Empty basket. The tree there is full, but nothing is being harvested. And then we have the abuse of power, the stealing the election, we have the hidden agenda, we have government, and we have ending. So my question here, and it's getting a little bit breezy, so I've got the crystals to hand, will Congress actually be seated? So I was going to read this morning on will Hakeem Jeffries be Speaker, be voted Speaker. I had read for so long, almost a year, if not longer, prior to the election, that Hakeem Jeffries would be the Speaker prior to the election itself. Now, as I get reminded regularly, there is no clock or calendar in the universe. Measurement of time, aside from the change of the seasons, measurement of time is a man-made construct. So, I was going to say constrict. Interesting way of putting it, a man-made constrict, because the measurement of time is quite constricting. 9 till 5, in bed by 10 type thing instead of when you're actually tired. My husband's a terrible one for that. It's not my bedtime yet, aside from the fact that he's been asleep on the couch for the last hour. Time, measurement of time is a human construct. So what I want to have a look at, and it really quickly shifted me away from Hakeem being Speaker to will Congress be seated? So let's have a look. So Congress is supposed, both houses supposed to be seated on the 3rd of January. Johnson is supposedly the current Speaker. They're supposed to then nominate a Speaker for each Senate and House. I don't think the Senate will have a problem, but the House, Johnson's not liked. I'm just going to say Johnson's not liked. There are numerous Republican groups that feel that they have been betrayed by Johnson for various reasons. What are they giving me there in regards to something being fully illuminated? Yes, you're right. He's going to have to defend himself, Johnson. What have we got? So let's have a look. I was saying Johnson, not liked on many angles. Yeah, that's the doggone truth. He's going to defend his position. There's work going on behind the scenes. Queen of Cups in the past. Something's brewing away that's not yet been revealed here. It's also money trails and puzzle pieces. Illusion, delusion, poor choices, the right movement forward, but also the rightful person being installed. And then we have the election interference externally, the best of democracy, the light being shone on the snake in the path, restriction, manipulation, something out of left field, and legal, strength of legal. So, okay, that's getting me back to my question. Let me just put those there. Who's been paying Mike Johnson who doesn't have a bank account? Let's have a look. Will the House, the Republican House, be sworn? Oh, there's something big legal coming. There's something, a big legal announcement. Now, when's Jack Smith's report coming out? So show me, will I mean, if there is election interference where the results have been tampered with, then who in Congress was not actually legally voted in? I'm looking at you, Cruz. I'm looking at the dude from, is it Montana that got in? The other one from Pennsylvania? Show me. And who else? Show me. Will the GOP House, I'm just going to ask about the House, and you want that one, be seated? See how. Okay. Chaotic movement forward as the rightful person is put in their place. Challenged by loans and debts. It's also my election altering. The results coming in up here but ending up differently down there. Let's see how this goes. Who owes who what? And then I'll just pop my little bit of a breeze. The best of democracy at the base. Harris in the past. Crowning the reading. Secret deals done in the tavern. Will the House be seated? I don't think they will. Basket is empty. The votes, theoretically, are in, but the basket is empty. Externally, secrets coming to the surface and being revealed. When's the new moon come up? Internally. Oligarchical money. Interesting, the pay for play in the cabinet positions, just like sold pardons. Hopes and fears, significant endings, new beginnings, but the World card. Being trapped by the information, being stopped. There's Avril Haines. A lot of headlines coming forward very quickly in regards to the vote that's going to restrict as investigation is undertaken. Snake in the path has to be dealt with before they can move forward. Downfall. And then we have the celebration card and a return to temperance. There has to be a downfall. The investigation, the D&I report, a lot of information coming out about the election that's going to lead to some legal restrictions that are being investigated. It's going to be a heavy burden, but a collective awakening is happening. The Four of Swords, the a legal retreat, and then the Phoenix rising, and then there's my Biden card. Just seeing what's happening in regards to the false victory and the truth coming out. This is, boy oh boy, information coming forward about the legal, financial, ethical corruption of some of those legislators. We've got the infighting in the Trump camp. Oh, what a mess. Working together across the aisle to move forward with this election, overseas election interference and manipulation as it's exposed. Oh boy. It's the same every time. It comes back to information coming out about, good time of day to read actually this time of day. Should do it more often with that light and the breeze and the cool. Back to the election. Okay, show me Mike Johnson. Just show me what's going to be happening with Mike Johnson. Well, it's the ending of a legacy and the poor choices and the smoke and mirrors. But let's have a look. What's going to happen with Mike Johnson? What's going to happen with Mike Johnson? There's some. I'm just going to leave it like that. You've got it's Jack Smith, Alex Whiting, and finding himself fully exposed to something. So what else do I want to have a look at? Will the certifying, now legally according to the Constitution, from what I understand, has to be done by the 6th. Will it be delayed? Right, we've got that Ace of Pentacles again. I kept coming up with that this morning. This is the eye on the prize, Trump. And then you've got the sort of the loomer and the muskrat fighting over him. It is this strength of protection, because Pentacles, not only health and wealth, for me when I'm reading about politics, they can mean votes. They can also mean protection against the muskrat and the loomer and the toadstool. Challenged by the relationships with the fading misogynistic patriarchal energy. Okay, it's the challenge. The guardrails and boundaries. There's information being brought forward where there are, I won't say there has been previous, it's not, there's just some sort of guardrails, protections, acts or something as the information is brought forward. A surprise out of left field. Well, I don't think anything's going to surprise us anymore. And this information, it's the right choice to make, but they're going to have to defend it. Immediate future, the legal restrictions, feeling restricted, feeling like they can't move forward, but I think there's going to be some legalities here in regards to this. As investigations are undertaken, as the light is being shone on the snake in the path, internally, not happy, unpalatable, disappointed in what's on offer. Justice. Justice in the hopes and fears. 9 of Pentacles. Those that have feathered their nest are going to find themselves. There's something legal happening here. Now, Alex Whiting was brought over from The Hague by Jack Smith to investigate. He is a specialist in trafficking, laundering, RICO. He's a specialist in the money side. Jack Smith's report's not out yet, from what I understand. There's some mercenary actions here. Money in regards to the steel. foolishness, international, the plan that was brought to fruition, that brought about this foolish star. And then we have temperance, and we have the higher authorities. It doesn't necessarily need to be the government. All on the base, secrets coming to the surface, so that some certain people would prefer hidden about what path they took. And we've got Russia, wounded in retreat, and karma coming and catching up with them. It's going to be really highly emotionally strung. And then we have my Avril Haines, bringing things to a screeching halt and the money being shook out in regards to this hidden agenda. The Queen of Cups, the lid's going to get taken off the Pandora's box. We've got judgment, we've got the devil, we've got volatile information, we've got a whistleblower, we've got nightmare situation, packing up the truth and moving forward. A lot of headlines and the truth coming out about the false win, the false victory. We've got Biden, harsh truth, tower, death. Holy crumbs. Couldn't make this up if I tried. I'm just good. I might ask just straight out. I don't think, bring my pendulum out with me. I honestly, I don't think Congress is going to get seated. So let's have a look. Tell me, guys. The abuse of power, the stealing, the betrayal, the sabotage, the treason, it's being brought to an end. Tell me, in regards to the members of Congress who were falsely elected, oh, goodness me, those two fell out again. Biden, harsh truth coming forward, followed by these ones. Money changing hands. Money changing hands. Plot's done. Be careful what you wish for. The empty basket. And Harris. Something again, something out of left field. If I just go from the top, that's going to be and bring about a new beginning, a new protection. I'm just going to leave it like that. I may be wrong, but for whatever reason, I'm not getting Congress being seated due to information that's going to come out. Okay, thank you for joining me. Love to you all. I hope the audio on this one's right. It's basically what the card said this morning in a roundabout, in a longer reading, because I started off with the Hakeem Johnson speaker. Okay, love to you all. Catch you later.